Hey guys, this is Light, and with the ML5 tickets we've been getting, people are inevitably getting dupes, and you know what? That's fine. A lot of ML5s are actually really nice to have more than one of, so before you do something heinous like feed your dupe DDR for a 3% HP imprint, let me go through their uses for you. So typically, the really strong ML5s have more than one build, and it's a huge quality of life to have two of them. So first we have the really good to have two tier. So I grouped these four ML5 knights because they're all traditionally damage dealers, but they also function really well on protection set with Aureus because their passives are just so insanely strong. Like these days, Aureus Yifin is probably like one of the most picked Aureus knights. Cause like her passive of cutting CR is just so strong for RTA. And like she's not the best DPS these days, so a lot of people have like they either built their second Yufine or they repurposed their Yufine to be a protection set knight. And of course like Belly and Deny Souls, she's a good Aureus knight if you have a second one. Candy, if you don't want Candy as a DPS, you can make her an Aureus knight and she buff stacks you, you know, with the shield, her anti-crit, and like your immunity is really good. Protection Ilinev is also really good. Protection Aureus Ilinev is probably her best in slot build outside of Harseti gameplay. But in Harseti gameplay, of course, is like Destro, immunity, whatever. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure it's Aureus protection set. But yeah, these knights very powerful just because of their passives. And we have a Death Dealer Ray. So this guy, honestly, he's such a menace. I think the last two seasons, I wish I had like 3 of him. I wanted a I wanted like a giga tanky version. I wanted a high effectiveness version. I wanted like a high ER version. And right now, the best builds are probably like high effectiveness and high ER. Just to like, you know, debuff people. Well, a lot of people have ER builds these days, and like the ER DDR is really good against openers. Cause like cleansers suck, right? So what people do, they just debuff them back. And if you're ER DDR, you resist some debuffs and then you debuff them back and you're good to go. Yeah, DDR, very nice unit to have more than one of. And then Harseti, this is more of like a cringe Guild War and Arena thing, but like, so there's like the standard, you know, damage dealer Harseti on injury. And then there's some freak Guild War builds that are like protection set, proof of valor, or whatever. A protection set, crown of abyssal crown, whatever. Like if you're, or just like full effectiveness Hard City. Like I don't know, it just depends what color of cringe you are, but if you are a Guild War player, you will appreciate having more than one Hard City. It just depends how cringe you are. I won't go too much on that because I don't really play Guild War, but like it's a thing. It's a thing. You see a lot of heinous things. And then the not too bad to have tier, definitely like the less important units. Like in ML Ludwig, a lot of people who cleave arena, they'll like re-gear their Ludwig to be very slow for their free to cleave. And like in RTA, you want him like 260 speed, but sometimes in RTA you want him like 280 speed, but also it's kind of hard because like sometimes you want the damage, sometimes you want the speed. So yeah, it's a very quality of life to have two of this guy. And ML Lua. Right now the meta build is making her really fast with immunity, and then like you don't care about your effectiveness because you're gonna pick book holders with her to soul burn and ignore ER. But there is a very powerful build for like different games where you pick Lua as like a late pick debuffer. You just build her super high effectiveness, and you just tag things without the need for book. And like both builds are good. I wish I had a second Lua, to be honest. Then Emerald Payra, she's really good on Sweet Miracle. Probably the safest cleanser you can pick right now, unfortunately. But also, she's really, really good as a DPS if you have Uberia's Tooth. Also a unit that you kind of want two of, but you know, it's a luxury. Then ML Poly. This is also some Guild War cringery unit. Like in Guild War, you'll see ML Polys have like 200 something effectiveness, or in Arena, you'll see ML Polys that are like base speed Giga Tank. In RTA, people put their top speed on ML Poly, people put like super high ER gear on ML Poly and just hope they resist everything. Like this unit, very flexible, very flexible. And ML Luna, so she can be like turbo fast so you can cleave. Or you build her really slow with like really high tank stats, like really slow, like 250 speed, 25k HP with really high tank stats and just be annoying. Definitely a nice unit to have two of. Of course not needed though because she gets pre-banned a lot. Pirate Flan, main use right now is her being a cleave bridge for Zio. So that's like really high speed with a lot of effectiveness, but also she's a really good debuffer in some Hard City gameplay. Like against people who don't pick immunity and cleansers, like she just kind of she'll just debuff them to death. But of course you need like a tankier or slower build for that, so you don't die. And strays is really nice to have two of because like you can actually pick them sometimes in RTA and like in Guild War and Arena, but also you know he's also like the best hunt unit because you can use him in every one shot. So yeah, really nice to have two. Then Spirit Eye Celine. So if you're super aggressive, you're gonna go like high speed, high damage. But like if you're a normal person or if you're using it for her for Guild War, the ER build is really strong. So yeah, that's nice to have two of her if you want. Then you know, Arunka, she has two like best builds right now. Like you're either Rocket Punch DPS or you're like Giga Tank with Proof of Valor or Noble Oath. They're both really good. Actually wanted to pull a second one, but I tried and failed unfortunately. And A Taiwan, he's pretty old, but he's gonna want to be like the more OG units you have two of, cause like you can like slow players will go like protection set A Taiwan, but if you're a really aggressive ML Poly player, you wanted like 240, 250 speed A Taiwan instead. So yeah, very nice to have two. Bryceria. So she's either a cleave opener in RTA or if you're like playing Arena or Guild War, you use her as like a big damage dealer against like Reviver teams. That's pretty good. And actually I forgot one unit. So this isn't really necessary anymore, but back in my day, people would people would have slow Zeo to counter Zeo traps, but that's not really a thing anymore. And like you could also build Zeo as a bruiser rather than an opener, kind of, and it's okay, but definitely not really needed anymore. People just go cleave Zeo. So yeah, that's about it. I hope this was helpful and good luck with your ML5 tickets. Bye bye.